Yo, Twitter's melting, TikTok edits are flying, IG comments in shambles. And I'm telling y'all right now, this ain't just some old drama. Getting dug up, this might be the start of Lil Durk's real downfall. Like, this is insane. Alleged FBI docs just leaked. And it's not looking good for OTF. We're tacking secret wiretaps, deleted DMs, missing surveillance footage, and rumors that Durk knew way more about King Von's murder than anybody thought. TikTok montage, exposed edits, Von and Durk clips, fake tweets like "ain't no way Durk was that quiet for no reason." Hashtag free Von, and it gets crazier cause now fans are digging up old IG lives. Cryptic lyrics, even King Von's last text messages, and it's giving cover-up. People in the comments like, "Not the FBI pulling a YSL 2.0, this whole thing smell like betrayal." Durk? Say some. Some are saying Von was getting too powerful. Some say he had dirt on folks close to him. And others claim this was all chess, not checkers. One comment had me weak. The way Durk moved after Von died. It's giving strategic silence. And don't even get me started on the leaked audio. That clip, if it's real, it's not just viral, it's AF *** King smoking gun. So buckle up, cause we're breaking down the full story from the leaked docs to the wildest fan theories, to the moment the streets turned on Durk. Let's get into it. It ain't even 24 hours since the leaks dropped and the internet already acting like they cracked the biggest unsolved case in hip-hop history. Lil Durk, King Von, AT murder for hire, backdoor betrayal. It's not even just headlines anymore, it's full-blown war in the comments. And the wildest part? The deeper you go, the more it's looking like Von didn't just die from beef on the street, but from secrets that were never supposed to leave the circle. Fans been screaming, "Nah, this can't be real." But it's real enough for the feds to kick indoors. Real enough for alleged texts to leak. Real enough for people who are riding together to stop following each other, to start throwing subs, to disappear completely. And real enough for people to start whispering that maybe ... just maybe, Durk knew. Imagine this. OTF at the peak. They everywhere. Von blowing up. Crazy story goes viral. The streets chanting his name. Real ones tapping in from every hood. And Durk? He's the big bro, the one who put Von on, who vouched for him, signed him, gave him the stamp. OTF was untouchable. But that's the thing about loyalty. When money and fame hit, loyalty don't stay pure. It gets tested, and what was once a brotherhood can turn into silent competition. No words, no beef on camera, ... Just tension. Eyes that stop looking the same. Moves that stop malignant. There's people online saying Von was becoming a threat, not to his ops, but to his own circle. Taking too much, doing too much, becoming too big too fast. That kind of pressure makes people around you nervous. It's like he's OTF, but does he still need OTF? And once you start thinking like that, trust starts slipping. They say Von was getting ready to launch his own thing, had his own artists, own money plays, even talking to outside labels. Not on no betrayal vibe, but on growth. Boss moves. But if you're the head of the table, and your little bro trying to build his own house, you start wondering, is he still under you? Or is he looking to replace you? People forget the night Von died, Durk wasn't there. And what's even crazier, he went radio silent. No public breakdown. No Instagram meltdown. No press run, just ... silence. The kind of silence that feels calculated. Now the receipts start popping. Off alleged group chats. Deleted tweets. Flights booked. Voice notes. All signs pointing to something being planned, not just a random act of violence. And when the feds start pulling up paperwork talking about OTF members flying out, hotels being paid for, cars rented in cash that's not street beef. That's a mission. One of the most viral clips online right now is this TikTok edit where someone synced Von's final IG story with Durk's backdoor video ... And yo, it's eerie. The symbolism, the timing, the looks. People in the comments like, Von was too loud about loyalty. That's how you know he felt something was off. Backdoor was a confession in real time, but it gets darker. Fans say Von had dirt, like real dirt, stuff that could shake the industry. Things said in private. Moves made behind closed doors. He was documenting, keeping receipts. Some say that's why he became a target. Not just by ops, but by people he trusted. And now, there's talk of an informant, not from the outside. From the inside, someone close to OTF. Somebody who knew too much and started talking. They say this person got caught up in another case and snitched to save themselves. Dropped everything they knew about the alleged plot that went down in LA. Names, flights, hotel info. The whole thing. Picture this, Durk in the studio, thinking everything's cool. Meanwhile, somebody sit in with the feds, breaking down text messages, explaining who paid for what. And Durk don't even know it's coming. That's the real backdoor, not the one people rap about. The one that hits you when you think your house is solid, it's giving movie plot. But too many details line up for it to be straight cap. The moment the FBI leaks hit Twitter, the timeline exploded. Not Durk in his YSL era. First Melly, now Durk. What's going on with these rappers? TikTokers were already editing together fake wiretap audio. AI voiceovers pretending to be Durk saying, make sure it's done clean. And yo, it went viral like wildfire. Some of these are obviously fake. But that's not the point. The internet don't wait for facts, anymore it runs with vibes. And the vibe is Durk's circle ain't clean. Even crazier Durk's been moving different. Posts deleted. No new music drop. Studio sessions canceled. Rumored to be off socials entirely. People are calling it laying low. Others call it guilty silence. Either way, it's not looking good. Kodak Black posted a cryptic story. Every king got a Judas, then deleted it. Coincidence? Or a message? People notice everything now. And if you scroll deep enough, you'll find people connecting old lives, old posts. Even a weird tweet from 2020 where Von said, "Can't even trust your own." It's getting harder to tell what's real and what's fan fiction. But one thing's clear, the streets think they know the truth. And the narrative ain't favoring Durk right now. Even OTF affiliates been ghosting. Some unfollowed each other. Others ain't posting like they used to. And a couple of them dropped weird IG stories with songs that low-key sound like disses. No names, no tags. Just energy, and Yosemite needs to talk about the new chain that popped up. A close OTF member allegedly showed off a new custom piece that looked eerily similar to Von's original, but remixed. Some fans called it disrespectful. Others said it was a tribute, but the timing, super sus. Now here's where the whole thing flips. Imagine you sit in a mansion, labeled doing numbers, millions of fans, and suddenly your past catches up. And not just rumors, federal level accusations. Suddenly, every lyric you ever rapped gets played back in court. Every screenshot becomes evidence. Every friend becomes a potential witness. People online said it best. Durk ain't on trial yet, but the court of public opinion is already in session. And if this goes to trial, we're talking about full-blown RICO energy. Multiple people, one goal, paper trails, digital footprints. And what makes it even wilder? This might have all started the moment Von decided to break free. When he became more than just Durk's artist, and he started moving like a boss. That's the scariest part of all. Not that this could be a setup. Not that it could be real, but that the person who claimed to never switch may have been playing both sides the whole time, and just when you think it couldn't get darker. A new voice memo leaked last night, allegedly. Someone from inside the camp, only 5 seconds long. But it ends with this: "We made the call. August 17th, same night. No names, no context. But that's all the internet needed. And just like that, it's war. It starts with whispers. Then a cryptic tweet. Then a silent unfollow. That's how every empire falls. Quiet, then sudden. That's exactly what's happening to OTF right now. Because after those FBI leaks, after the voice notes, after those shady text threads started floating, like, bro, say something. The streets are talking, and your silence. It's Mackin, you look guilty as hell. One of Von's old homies went live the other night, face half in the dark hand, said, quote, "Ain't nobody trying to say it, but that man knew. He knew. The whole play was lined up. Ain't no way Von got caught slipping like that unless someone dropped a pin. Dropped a pin. That's what we on now. Secret location sharing. That's crazy. But also, that's what makes it realistic, and now, the screenshots coming out. Brew alleged group chat where someone says Durk said, don't post nothing till it's done. No names. No timestamps. But enough heat to keep the story burning. Even crazier fans did their little CSI thing and matched flights from Chicago to LA. A few OTF members supposedly flew out same day as that failed hit on Quando's crew. You remember that, right? Quando survived, but his cousin got dropped instead. And now the theory is that whole move. That was retaliation for Von and the money behind it. People say it came from Durk's own account, allegedly, supposedly, but like, why the hell would the feds be involved if it was just rumors? They got informants. One of them supposedly wore a wire, and there's a voice recording that's got the internet in a chokehold right now. Some deep voice saying, "We gonna clean it up. Money already wired." It sounds like Durk, but AI is crazy now, so who knows? But the timing, the background noise, the other voice saying, OTF, don't miss twice. BRUH, that's *T, don't feel like just a rap beef. It feels like a F*****kin Netflix series, and the craziest twist. Von's own people might have felt it coming. Ain't no way Von dies that calculated. That surgically, and nobody knew nothing. Word is, Von was paranoid weeks before. He moved different, changed numbers, stopped telling folks where he stayed. He even pulled out of a couple shows last minute. Why? 'Cause he felt that someone close was gonna do him dirty. Now fans on TikTok making full conspiracy breakdowns. There's one girl with 2 meters views, sign Von was setting up to leave OTF, start his own label, and take half the roster with him. Real Death Row 2 aftermath vibes. And Durk. He wasn't having it. They say he saw it as betrayal, not business. Not growth, betrayal, and that's when it happened. Plans were made. Flights were booked. The boss don't do the dirty work, but he don't gotta. He just gives the green light. And when you're the one cutting checks, moving pieces, you don't gotta pull the trigger to get blood on your hands. That's the energy fans are running with now. That Durk ain't pulled the trigger, but he pulled the strings. The puppet master. But here's where it gets real messed up. The next generation is watching. This like a blueprint. Whole TikToks talking about how to build a label and control the streets. Bro, what? Kids out here thinking this is just the music business. Nah, this is real life. People died. Families torn. Friendships turned to funerals. And you know what's even more twisted? Durk still hasn't said Von's name in over a year. Not in a song. Not in a post. Not even in a tribute. It's like Von just ... vanished. Like he got erased from the story. But fans, we ain't forgetting *T. They've got screenshots, archives, old lives, unreleased clips of Swan sayings *T like, I don't fear no ops. I fear my circle getting too quiet. That hit different now, especially when you hear his own camp saying Von knew too much. That he was keeping tabs, that he might have been ready to go public with industry secrets. Maybe that's why he got taken out, not just for street beef, but for what he knew. And now, Durk looking like he's one bad leak away from a full-blown case. If one more voice memo drops, if one more wiretap surfaces, if one member of OTF flips under pressure, this could be the end of the legacy, the end of OTF, the downfall of the voice, and the craziest part, we still don't know if it's justice or a setup. By now, everybody tuned in. From Twitter fingers to courtroom whispers, Durk's name is ringing bells in all the wrong places. The question ain't did Von have ops. It's was his biggest op sitting next to him in the Maybach. Let's get one thing straight. Nobody wanted this to be real. Not the fans, not the city, not even the feds at first. 'Cause when you got a rapper like Durk millions of dollars, it's partnerships, Grammys and sites, you don't want to believe he's running hits like it's GTA. But the story unraveling now, it ain't even messy, it's surgical. And the code that we don't tell street law. That *T already broke itself. Loyalty ain't loyalty if people folding under pressure and run. To the feds with receipts. Here's the latest word in the underground. One of the alleged OTF shooters got picked up out of state on a different charge. Boom. While he's sitting, they bring up the LA situation. And guess what? Man folds like laundry. Says Durk wasn't there, but he orchestrated it. Allegedly. Says flights were covered. Rentals booked. Burner phones passed around like Halloween candy. They ain't say maybe. They said Durk sent the green light. That's a whole RICO waiting to happen. Now imagine being Durk. You sitting on hits. Rolling out albums, posting flicks in the studio with Alistairs, and boom. Your whole camp start vanishing one by one. Nobody text him back. Phones go dead. Your lawyer telling you the feds want to have a conversation. Ain't no conversation when they bringing up murder-4-hire. And yo, don't think the industry ain't watching. These execs, these labels, they play friendly. But the moment your name in a case, they gone. Endorsements. Pulled. PR teams. Ghosted other rappers. Unfollowed you and act in like they never knew you. You start seeing industry friends saying stuff like, prayers up for everybody involved. Translation, I ain't trying to get caught up. Keep me out of that. But let's bring it back to the core of the drama. Von wasn't no saint, but one thing about him. He was solid. Too solid. And sometimes, being too solid gets you killed. 'Cause when you refuse to play the industry politics, when you don't kiss, no ring. When you don't move like a puppet, that's when the puppet masters start plotting. Von's fans are in full investigator mode right now, pulling up old videos where he looked uncomfortable around certain OTF members. Lives where he low-key shaded the team. One IG comment where he said, sometimes it be your own people that envy you the most. People brushed it off then. Now, that *T sound like a diary entry from a dead man. And let's not ignore how fast OTF moved on. Von ain't even been gone a full year before new artists were being pushed heavy. New music, new faces, same logo, but the soul gone. It's like they erased Von and kept the brand, like he was a product, not a person. That's when fans started saying the quiet part out loud. Was Von just a pawn to push the OTF movement? Did Durk build him up just to let him go? Then came the alleged DMs. Some anonymous account claims to have screenshots from Von's burner Instagram DMs he sent to a close friend where he said, "I don't even feel safe in my own circle. *T feel off lately." And this was weeks before he died. We ain't saying it's 100% real. But we ain't saying it's fake either, 'cause everything else lining up too perfectly, and the wildest part, nobody from OTF really denied any of it. They just ... got quiet. Unusual quiet. Durk's usual cryptic tweets gone. The EEG stories where he flexed Von's chain deleted. Even songs that name-dropped Von removed from playlists. It's like OTF started scrubbing the past, trying to control the narrative. But the internet, don't forget. And the fans. Oh, they relentless. Reddit threads been going deep. Timeline charts, call logs, even hotel booking receipts. Some say a private jet was chartered 2 nights before Von's murder and the name on the transaction. D. Banks. That's Durk's legal initials, allegedly, supposedly. But again, why all the coincidences? And speaking of YSL, that comparison got people shaken. First Gunna snitched, allegedly. Then Young Thug got roped into that never-ending court circus. Now Durk's name on paperwork. The rap game looking less like music and more like organized crime syndicates. And you know what else gets people heated? The way other rappers been playing both sides. One week, they post in Von tribute photos. Next week, they on live with people that used to throw dirt on his name. A certain ATL rapper we ain't namin' names posted Rip V missing real ones. And not 3 hours later was in the club with OTF crew like nothing ever happened. It's all fake love, and Von. He never rocked with that. That's why his death hit different. 'Cause he was one of the last ones really living what he rapped. No PR team, no label script. Just raw, unfiltered, real. And maybe that's why he ain't make it. Real don't survive long in a fake industry, and now the narrative is shifting. People who once said free Durk now saying, did he really do it? People who used to blast Backdoor now can't listen without getting chills. And if one more leak drops, if one more OTF member flips, if Durk ends up indicted for conspiracy, it's over. And the worst part? Von won't even be here to tell his side. But maybe, just maybe, he already did. Through his music, through his interviews, through those weird little tweets we all ignored, it's giving full circle tragedy. A rapper from the trenches blows up, becomes a star, builds his brother up, then allegedly cuts the rope. So now we ask, was this just the game? Was this justice for past beefs? Or was this the ultimate betrayal? At this point, trust is non-existent. No one believes nothing. And honestly, they shouldn't. Because when every single person tied to King Von starts acting weird, dodging questions, posting cryptic *T, and going ghost, you start to wonder. Not just about Durk, but about everybody. It ain't just OTF that's looking funny. It's the whole industry. Where were the tributes after the first week? Why did Von's unreleased music suddenly get locked up? Why did the label go quiet? Why did people so close to Von suddenly get paid? Yeah, we talkin' money. 'Cause now it's coming out that multiple people in Von's circle copped new cars, condos, and lifestyle upgrades just weeks after his death. Nothing illegal about that. But the timing, mad sus. Especially when some of these people were broke 6 months prior. Now fans asking, was this a hit or a payout? And the theories. Out of control. There's now a thread saying the entire night Von died was a setup from start to finish. Not just some heat of L moment brawl, but a trap. A calculated move to get Von to the club, surrounded by his people, but vulnerable Outnumbered. Exposed one theory. Von was lured there, under the impression that it was just a party. No beef, no threats. Just fun. But what if they knew Quando Rondo would be there? What if they let it happen? What if somebody made sure Von didn't walk out? Allegedly, Von's manager at the time was acting weird too. Fans caught a clip from a podcast where he said, "I told him not to go, but Von did what he wanted." Except in another interview, he said, "I was right there with him. We were lit." Which is it, bro? Why the lies? And what about the security? That's the biggest red flag of all. 'Cause Von was never without protection. Ever. Dude had real beef, real ops, real enemies. He moved like a target 'cause he was one. So why the hell was he walking around without a vest? Why was his team so far behind him when the fight broke out? And why did nobody shoot back till it was too late? Some fans saying the shooters on Quando's side were ready like the KNEW. It was coming. Like the whole thing was timed. Too perfect. Too precise. And guess who didn't get touched? Durk wasn't there. Didn't say much. Didn't cry online. Didn't break down on live like every other rapper who lost someone real. He just posted a pic. Caption, "My twin." Then silence, like it was a box checked, and yo. Remember that case Durk and Von caught together back in 2019? The attempted murder in Atlanta. Von gone. Case dismissed. Durk walks free. Say it with me. Convenient people saying Von was ready to take the fall. That he told Durk, "You, the bigger artist. I got you." Now fans asking, was that loyalty used against him? 'Cause after Von died, guess who didn't serve time? Exactly. The streets don't move on morals no more. They move on math and the numbers. They don't lie. Durk's streams skyrocketed after Von died. His albums went platinum. The brand blew up. And suddenly, he ain't just the voice of the trenches. He's sitting with Morgan Wallen and doing interviews with Billboard. But let's keep it real. Would that have happened if Von was still here? If Von had stayed alive with his energy, his heat, his talent, his presence, would he have outshined Durk? Was this about legacy? Or leverage? 'Cause in this game, only one king can sit on the throne. And Von? He was moving like he wanted a kingdom. And Durk? He already had one. It's giving Game of Thrones. Not hip, dash hop. Now peep this. One of Von's closest homeboys, who never spoke on anything before, went live 2 nights ago. Face covered. Sound distorted. Said one sentence before logging off. Y'all better ask who really called Von to that club. Boom. Live ends. Account gone. TikTok clipped it. Twitter ran it. Reddit broke it down. And now fans on some true crime podcast energy so far. They think it was someone in Von's team who made the call. Not Durk directly, but someone tied to him. Someone who only moved when the money told them to. And now you got kids break in. This down like it's the JFK Files.bro. There's literally a whole Discord server called Who Killed Von, with over 18,000 members. They're deep in voice chats every night, reviewing clips frame by frame, decoding lyrics like Da Vinci Code, and yo, they might be onto something. 'Cause one dude found this obscure Durk interview where he says, "If you break the code, or I can't protect you." At the time, sounded like he was talking about snitches. But now, it sound like a threat. It sound like a warning. Maybe Von broke the code. Maybe he was about to air something out. Maybe he said too much in that studio session. Maybe he posted the wrong thing on his close friend's story. And maybe someone said, "Nah, he gotta go." Now here's the twist nobody saw coming. There's a new leak, like, as of this week, allegedly a security cam video from a backlot 2 nights before Von died. You see 3 men talking, faces unclear. One of them wearing a chain that looks exactly like Durk's OTF pendant. Same jacket he wore in a music video. Same walk, and they say the audio picked up one sentence: "We move Friday." No delays. Vaughn died Friday night. Twitter Buta implode when that clip hits the timeline. Right now, it's in Telegram groups and Reddit DMs. But trust, once it's out, it's over. No more what ifs. No more allegedly. It's gonna be, Durk was there, and the internet got proof. But here's the thing, ... Even if it all comes out, even if we get court docs, wiretaps, flip testimonies, will anybody actually do time? 'Cause Durk ain't no rookie. He's been in the game long enough to know how to move. If he made this happen, he made sure his hands stayed clean. And if he didn't, then someone close to him sure made it look like he did. Either way, the empire is cracking, and the